Today, it's the opener of a new NFL season between the Arizona Cardinals and the Cleveland Browns. Here's the former Utah Ute Matt Gay to get this one started. And off we go from Cleveland. And no run back on this one, so the new season will begin at the 25-yard line. They start on the ground with Nick Chubb. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. They run it again with Chubb. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Play action. It's Jackson. Looking for Cooper, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Trayvon Mullen. And the Cards are going to take possession of the football. Not something you see very often from a quarterback of his caliber, an opening drive interception.
Oh, there's no doubt in my mind that even he's surprised at how that one played out. But we know this guy is not going to stop him from continuing to fire as this game goes along. Probably give a little nod of respect across the field for that one, and let him know he'll be back the very next series.
And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Some teams like to start aggressive to begin a drive, but this is still what you expect to see in normal situations. Just call a simple run, get a few yards to begin the series, and set yourself up for something bigger on 2nd down.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Murray tucks and runs. And he gets it down a yard or 2 shy of the 30 before he's out of bounds. That one will go for 9 yards and a first down on the keeper. So that was all you're looking for on a play like that. Get the first down and keep the drive moving.
Yeah, it just looked to me like he just said to himself, I've got this. I'll take it. I'll pick it up, and let's keep moving. Get the first down, get a new set, and let's start over.
They'll go with Pollard here on first down. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground. But I think the play gets made by the defensive front. Because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
First carry for James Conner. They find some open field here. That good for 22 and a first down. He had his eyes on the end zone once he hit the secondary, but they're finally able to slow him down.
Yeah, and I've got to look at this one from the defensive point of view. You just mentioned finally able to slow him down. They've got to figure out a way to make that at the point of attack, at the line of scrimmage, because once he gets through, he's shredding them.
Oh, how about this on 1st and goal? And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. It's a gain of a couple, and it'll be 2nd and goal.
You got to be ready for anything when you play defense against this head coach. That is not something you'd expect to see here in the red zone, but it winds up getting him a few yards.
On second and goal, Murray sliding out of the pocket. And he'll take this one in for the Arizona touchdown. Kyler Murray keeping it himself from 7 yards out. And the Cardinals are on the board here first in the season opener. Extra point by Gay is up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. Following the touchdown, here's Gay to kick it away. And here's Jakeem Grant from his end zone.
Jakeem Grant on the return. The Browns take over first and 10 at their own 18-yard line.
The Browns drive about to get started. And the interception on that opening drive winds up leading to the touchdown, so now it's kind of time to start over.
Yeah, it certainly is, and his first throw of the game. But I like the way his guys rallied around him. Oftentimes, the quarterback is the leader, right? He tells everyone what to do. In this case, I noticed his linemen around him kind of patting him, saying, let's go, big boy. You're still our leader.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Jackson. He's got a man complete. It's Amari Cooper.
And I think this is a route we'll see more of as this game goes on, because with his speed, they want to get him the ball in space on drag routes just like this. They want him to get the ball and run after the catch. Good job there, though, holding him for a short gain.
Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. Jackson looking to throw on 3rd. He's got his receiver, Cooper. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. Give him 22 there on the 3rd down conversion. On 1st down, they'll run with Chubb. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. Plays like we just saw there. That's why they're up right now. And the defense, they're doing their job.
Yeah, it starts with the guys up front. So when you talk with GMs who are putting together a team, a lot of them say we're going to build from the inside out, because if you control the line of scrimmage, you control the rest of the ball game, and that's what we're seeing here. They're actually playing in the offense's backfield, not necessarily just playing at the line.
Looking for Cooper, and it's intercepted. Jalen Thompson picks it, and the Cardinals are going to take possession of the football.
Well, they're certainly not giving much help to their defense, are they? Because for the second time now, that D has had to run back out on the field early after an interception. And remember, on the last drive, the opposing side took it in for 6 after that interception.
They'll run left with Pollard. Room here to run. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. Just like that, a pickup of 20 on their first play from scrimmage.
Coming in, he really liked his chance of having a big year based on a terrific offseason. And runs like that on opening weekend show that he's right.
And they'll let the quarterback keep it here on 1st and 10. And he is going to lose yardage here. All right, so they got that one, Charles, against the center.
And let's remember how difficult it is for the center, because remember, he's got to snap the ball to put the play in motion, and sometimes you got that big guy on your nose. You got sometimes where he's coming at you at an angle. It's a difficult job for him to snap the ball and then execute his block.
And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. It was Jacob Phillips who was able to bring him down. Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description, because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. Second and 20. Murray a give. This is Connor. Stopped short of the 25, but that second effort got him a couple extra. He digs them partway out of the hole that they're in. It's an 8-yard gain, and it makes it 3rd and 12.
Let's see what they have drawn up here. A little bit behind the line. 12 yards needed to gain a first down. On 3rd down, they're going to go with the option.
And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Arizona. Kyler Murray, already his 2nd touchdown here in this opening weekend.
And the Cards go up by 2 touchdowns.
Extra point by Gay is up and good. And that'll make the score 14-0. After the touchdown, it's Gay to kick this one away.
And this will be a touchback as Grant opts not to return it.
The Cleveland offense ready to go. And it's been a miserable start for them offensively, obviously. 2 drives, 2 interceptions.
And this is where you have to know your quarterback and know how you actually have to reach him. Do you do it with a little bit of humor? Maybe you break the ice a little bit like, hey, didn't we practice in that colored jersey all week? Not the one that you're throwing it to? Or maybe you have to be stern with him. But whatever it's going to take to get the message, it has to be done. He's putting the game in jeopardy.
The quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete.
That's not the first time they've gone his way on this drive, and they were obviously keyed into him because they were there to help break that pass up.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 35. Here's Jackson. No, bottled up. Fumble. It's out. It's loose. And the Cardinals have got it. Going the other way. And his guys are going to take over at the 31-yard line. And so the last 3 drives, you've got 2 interceptions and a fumble. I think we know why they're losing right now.
Without question, and we've seen the evidence, just what you talked about there. If they take care of the football, number 1, maybe they're not having this deficit. And number 2, maybe they actually have the lead.
Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
I'll give them credit winning that first snap and forcing an incompletion. They're hoping that'll deflate the offense a little bit if they took the field charged up after taking over after a turnover.
On 2nd down, Connor looking for space. And some room to work. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1.
60 yards rushing for him in this first half as he is looking in mid-season form here in the opener.
Murray on the sneak. And he gets halfway there, down to the 1-yard line.
But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped him. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
Pollard looking for a signal, but none forthcoming. They stopped him shy of the goal line.
That backs him up 1 yard and brings up 3rd down.
That's a nice example of good team defense right there. Ball was snapped at the 1-yard line. They knocked them back and caused a loss. But you notice they were trying to find any type of a gap to run through. Wasn't one available, and they stuffed the play right there in the middle of the field.
And he's going to be taken down right at the line. Call it no gain on the keeper, and it's going to bring up a 4th down. Defense didn't budge on 3rd down. Now what are we going to see on 4th?
We are soon to find out, but does this feel like old school football or what?
Oh,
right?
Yeah.
This is an old-fashioned goal line stand. I know what I would call on offense. I would go for it. I want some type of a play where my quarterback has a chance to run it or throw it. I don't just want one static play.
So they get the turnover in plus territory. The drive stalls out, but still able to get 3 out of that.
Yeah, we were able to see an offense and a defense kind of mix and match with each other, didn't we? Both of them trying to make sure that they had the upper hand and the advantage. Offense trying to get to the end zone. Defense, of course, trying to hold them to a field goal attempt. And it wasn't a guaranteed lock 3 from where they started. So, you know, the offense has to be happy to come away with those 3 points.
Now, that's the kind of return you're looking for. To get to that spot on the field, that allows you to do a lot of things on offense.
The Browns drive about to get started. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily what you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers. On 2nd and 12, Jackson. And for the third time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off by Byron Murphy. A nightmare of a first half for him. That's now 3 interceptions. But Charles, with his talent, if anyone can shake this off and right the ship, it's him.
I agree, because you don't get to be one of the best quarterbacks in the league without developing some major mental toughness. So I expect him to go in the locker room at halftime, hit the reset button, and come out a new guy in half number 2.
He's brought down at the 34. Call it a gain of 4.
Such a tough position to defend near the line, even when you add a second defender, but the big man shrugged off the extra body and made the play call a success.
Murray getting this out wide to Hopkins. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. First catch of the new season for him, and he picks up the first.
Didn't they tell us in our meetings that they needed to account for him on each and every play?
You think? A guy of his caliber? So how does a guy like him get that wide open?
That usually means there's a tire breakdown on what the coverage was. That everyone thought they were doing something, and they were supposed to be doing something else. But bottom line is, no matter what, you have to know where he is and cover him on every play.
Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
Give credit to the defense for stringing that play out. And they gave up no cutback angle. You know he was trying to dart through. No place for him to go. A nice job there, only giving up a 3-yard gain.
2nd and 6. No, scratch that. 2nd and 7. To throw is Murray. Swinging this out for Pollard. Shoves him away. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. Here's 1st and goal. And gosh, points here. A chance maybe to put this thing away before halftime. They run straight ahead here with Pollard. And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. Give him 2 yards on that one. 2nd and goal now.
Not a whole lot there on 1st and goal, and that's what you're looking for defensively. You'll certainly live with giving up just a yard or 2 in this situation.
They go back to Pollard on 2nd down. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 10-yard line. Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Now they'd really like to make the short field pay off. We'll see if they can, but this is 3rd and goal. Play fake. Murray. And that is incomplete.
Like what I see so far out of this defense, because they've been showing their best coverages on 3rd down. So far, only allowed 1 conversion on a handful of attempts. One area of their game plan that they've executed to perfection.
And Gay knocks this one through, and that will extend their lead even further. So the defense able to force the interception, and the offense working their way into field goal range and able to get 3 out of it.
Yeah, and give them credit for that. They took the ball, maneuvered it downfield, and while they couldn't get exactly what they wanted, which was a touchdown, they did get 3 points out of it. So they paid off what the defense gave them. Both sides will be thrilled with that.
The Browns take over 1st and 10.
The Cleveland offense ready to go. Charles, you're down multiple scores, less than a minute left here, but with that deficit, they've got to try to at least work their way into field goal range to try to muster something out of this drive.
And I'm going to go ahead and date myself one more time, because I want to quote Smokey and the Bandit lyric. They've got a long way to go and a short time to get there, but they still have time.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked up by Juan Thornhill. An unfortunate sequence there, trying to get points before intermission, but now the interception, and their opponents have a chance to possibly pad their lead.
Yeah, they had an opportunity there, and they weren't able to capitalize on it, and that's something that could come back and haunt them later. They're begging their defense now to keep them from scoring before the half ends.
And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. He'll wind up getting right about 4 there on the scramble, and it's second down. This is Connor running right. Calling a gain of a couple, and that's going to leave him with a third and about 5. The completion on first didn't get much, and now the run on second doesn't get a whole lot either.
Well, if you're a good play caller, you've already looked ahead and anticipated this type of situation. Already down on his play sheet, trying to dial up a big third down play.
Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And they'll lose yardage here. Knocked back to the 19-yard line. And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout called. So with 4 seconds to go in the half, here's the field goal unit onto the field. From the left hash, it's a 36-yard attempt. Gay's kick is good, and that will do it for this first half. So we've reached halftime here on opening weekend. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. We'll see if week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. This is going to be returned from middle of the end zone. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 30, right about the 29. Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense.
Swim.
So the drive's going to start with Pollard. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down. Now Murray, he bootlegs it. Zach Ertz has it complete. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. That one covers 24 yards. It's a first down.
And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not, because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the third quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown.
Trying to force it to Hopkins, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Martin Emerson. And the Browns are going to have the football here at their own 35-yard line. But pretty much everything went their way offensively in the first half, but now an interception on the opening drive of the third quarter.
As we know, the key to everything here, don't get careless with the football. The problem is you've got to stay aggressive as well. So where's the line between being aggressive and attacking and being overly aggressive? I think they just crossed it on that one.
2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down. That ground game contained again there, Charles, and that's really a big reason that they're trailing right now.
And give a lot of credit to that defensive front. That's exactly what they worked for all week, to try and take away the run game, make them one-dimensional. In the battle of game plans, theirs has been superior.
The last run good for 2. Here's second and 8. And again, it's Chubb. And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
Hey, report.
They'll throw on first down with Jackson. On the crossing route, he hits his man, Amari Cooper. And they'll get this down to the 42-yard line.
Well, we talk all the time about playing situational football. And right now, I think the scoreboard is dictating what they need to do. Where they are in this game, they've got to push the ball downfield, take their shots, try and get big chunks of yardage in a short amount of time. That was a nice play there.
Jackson on first down. And now here is another interception.
interception. Picked by Trayvon Mullen. And the Cards are going to take over here at their own 22-yard line. I think you and I were a little surprised back earlier in the game when he threw his second interception. I mean, who would have thought a quarterback of his caliber picked now 5 times?
It's beyond stunning to me because we're used to that with maybe a quarterback with less experience or less talent. But a quarterback of his caliber, I can't believe what we've just seen.
Absolutely. If you would have told me this coming into the ball game, I would have said never, not in a million years. But here we go. A good gain on first. Has him set up with second and just a couple of inches now from the 29. To throw, it's Murray. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. A gain of 10, first down, Arizona.
Well, they certainly had success throughout this contest, getting him the ball in the passing game, and there he picks up another first down. Whatever they saw going into this one, they've been able to capitalize on it, and no adjustment has been made to take it away.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work this to the 45.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. That's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
And that one opened up for him well as he'll take this down to the 26-yard line. So first and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second-half blowout material. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Finally hauled down for the first time this game. Multiple defenders in there to drop him.
Now that was a passer's nightmare. The front door totally shut down by the defense, so he kept going backwards, hoping to find another avenue of escape. It didn't exist.
On second down, it's Pollard. He'll get 3, but it leaves him with a big hole here on third and very long. They fake the handoff, now Murray. And he's going to go down. They get to him back at the 40. And that'll bring up fourth down on the big sack with a loss of 5. And this is good from 57 yards out. That was bombs away right there. And that will extend their lead even further. So the turnover leads to points as they add 3 there.
Yeah, what a sequence there, and a nice one for them. They forced the interception, put together a little drive, and then come away with 3 points. Nothing to it, partner. Just do it. In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
The Browns' drive about to get started. Well, we haven't exactly been treated to a nail-biter in this one, CD, and if they cannot score here, this one's pretty much all but over.
Are you saying that you feel like people are starting to think about getting out of here, maybe beating the traffic in order to get home or to their final destination?
Yeah, I don't think there's a whole lot of reason to hang around, especially if they can't score here.
Yeah, you're right about that because it has been pretty clear who the better team has been in this one. And in a league that we talk about every game being a one-score game as we go into it, watching this blowout, let's just say it's been unusual.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Throwing now, Jackson on first down. And my goodness, another interception. And the Cardinals are going to get this back to their own 34-yard line. But to be blunt, not a whole lot has gone right for this defense in this ball game. But that's something right there, still in the third quarter. It would take something around miracle territory for a comeback, but maybe that's a start, Charles.
It certainly is, and they're definitely showing that there's some fight still left in them. Hasn't been a banner day, but they're trying their best to put that disappointment behind them and find ways to make plays.
Now a shotgun handoff to Pollard. And he'll be brought down on what's going to turn out to be the final play of this third quarter. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his third down play as we've played 3 quarters. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
And this offense on third down today, just 1 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 7. On play action, it's Murray. Catch is made by Marquise Brown. And he is going to have a Cardinals first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
What? Coach.
Now a give here to Pollard. And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as it
trying to force it to Hopkins, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Grant Delpit. And the Browns are going to take possession here at their own 33. Well, they get a fourth quarter pick. A little something to hang their hat on, I guess.
Okay, so let's face it, though. Who's happy about this play? Fantasy guys, right?
Yeah.
The analytics will tell you one thing or another. That's a bad play on one hand, a good play on the other, but it's all about the...
And this is caught at the 20. And he's going to be brought down at about the 16. For all the deserved accolades Lamar Jackson gets for his running prowess, his deep ball, it's really a thing to behold as well. A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. From the gun, Jackson. Touchdown! David Njoku, a 16-yard touchdown. And the Browns are finally into the end zone here in this fourth quarter. Extra point by York is up and good. And that'll make this a 19-point ball game. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. Certainly no reason to panic. They've got the 3-score lead, but the turnover last time, the interception that led to a touchdown, you'd have to think they might not be dialing that up again.
Yeah, probably not. They're still in fantastic shape, though, so I would imagine before he trotted out here for this series, head coach probably just leaned over to him and was like, listen, we're wearing these color shirts. Throw it to those guys, not the others. Try to make a joke out of it and just let them go out there with a little bit more confidence.
Well, he's had success running the football in this one. That's undeniable. But that time, the defense was on to it.
And, partner, I think the more you see a play like this, the more they're able to diagnose it quicker and easier for them to defend it. I think you have to dress it up a little bit and show maybe some different formations and looks.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete.
How about some applause for the defense there? They forced him to throw that one into coverage, and just like that, they're staring at a fourth down. Well done.
The punt team on now as Pinion sends this one away. Here comes Grant on the return. A 39-yard punt, a return of 5, and the Browns will take over 1st and 10. The Cleveland offense ready to go. And whatever promise they showed in the preseason has not translated into week 1 because they have not been particularly competitive here at home, no less. So these fans just kind of beside themselves right now. And that's good for a gain of 6, and that'll bring up 2nd down. Now Jackson. And now here is another interception. Buda Baker with a pick. And the Cards are going to take possession of the football. The number 7 usually lucky here. Not for him. 7 picks he's thrown in this game. That's only happened 6 times since 1960.
And I know that the most recent time it happened, the guy who threw him, he kid won a Heisman Trophy in college, so sometimes you just have a lousy game. Doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad career, but when you're talking about one game, 7, you're right, not lucky at all.
Yeah, Ty Detmer, the last to do it in 2001, to throw 7 picks. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. They push him back 8 yards that time on 2nd down. Well, that last sack puts Murray and the Cards in a tough spot, 3rd and long. It'll be a handoff to Pollard. So instead of giving them another 3rd down, they'll decline it, brings up 4.
Now that's smart football right there. You don't even have to really spend a lot of time considering it. Just know that you're probably going to get the ball back. Good job declining that penalty.
Now on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. And they will get to this one and down it at the 13-yard line.
At their own 13-yard line.
This here. Middle.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. He's going to let this one go deep. And a penalty flag comes in as that one winds up incomplete, but the contact is going to move the ball well downfield. So the yellow flag came out, and that leads to a new set of downs for this offense, 1st and 10. Now it's Jackson. And boy, another ill-advised throw there as that will wind up incomplete.
That's coverage you'd expect to see in a tie game late. Not in a lopsided game like this. They are not letting up.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Jackson. And my goodness, another interception. Buda Baker with a pick. And the Cardinals are going to take possession of the football. With that interception, he just set a record that nobody ever wants to set, and that's the most picks ever in an NFL game. 8.
The last time we saw 7, 2001, right?
Yeah.
Ty Detmer was with the Lions at that time. To get to 8, are we sure he knows what color jerseys his team's wearing in this one?
I don't know. It has not been good. On 1st down, Pollard. And he'll be stopped after a gain of only a couple down to the 15-yard line. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. They go back to Pollard on 2nd down. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
Play action. Now it's Murray. Blitz coming, and down he goes. He could not get away that time, and it'll be a loss of 11 on 3rd down.
This is a little hard for me to compute because I'm watching sack after sack happen, but somehow they're still behind in the game. I would expect all of this defensive pressure to translate to them taking a lead, and thus far, it hasn't happened. Time's winding down. They don't want to waste this type of performance from these ace pass rushers.
And Gay knocks this one through, and that will extend their lead even further. Well, ultimately, not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
On the return from his end zone is Grant. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line. The Browns drive about to get started. where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the...
And now here is another interception. Picked off by Trayvon Mullen. And the Cards come up with a late turnover, but it will probably only matter to the statisticians as this ball game is now officially over. Well, CD, always a little extra excitement for Week 1, and one of our early window games here in Week 1 on a Sunday comes to a close. Good to be back in the booth with you, my friend.
And it's good to be back in the booth with you as well. And we know that not everyone's going to start the season 1-0, right? Half the league is going to have a loss on their record. But everyone's going to have to build off of that opener. And how many coaches tell us every single year, you make your most progress between Week 1 and Week 2. We'll see how both of these teams progress the rest of this season.
So for the Cardinals, hey, you get a win, you get it on the road. You can't ask for much more than that to start the year. And they'll have another road date next week with the Los Angeles Rams. Meanwhile, for the Browns, they obviously fall to 0-1 with the defeat. And they'll look to get back on the beam next week as they host the Pittsburgh Steelers.